Have you ever felt like life is slipping away while you're busy planning for it? Like every day is just a stepping stone to some future moment that never seems to arrive? You keep telling yourself, when I get there, I'll finally be happy. But let me ask you this. What if there never comes? What if you've spent your whole life chasing something, only to realize you missed everything along the way? We live in a world that glorifies the grind. Plan for the future. Set goals. Think long term. And yes, those things matter. But what happens when you're so focused on the destination that you forget to enjoy the journey? What happens when every decision you make is for a future version of yourself, while the present version of you feels invisible? I've been there, stuck in the endless cycle of what's next. I used to believe that happiness was always just around the corner. When I get that promotion, when I make more money, when I finally have time. But every time I reached the goal, the finish line moved. There was always another thing to chase, another milestone to hit. And in the process, I wasn't living, I was waiting for the future to save me from the present. The truth is, the future is a thief. It steals your joy, your time, your peace. It keeps you so focused on what could be that you forget what is. You wake up one day and realize you've spent years of your life worrying about a tomorrow that was never guaranteed. We all tell ourselves the same story. I'll be happy when... But what about now? What about the people who love you today? What about the moments that are happening right in front of you, the ones you're too distracted to notice? Life isn't a checklist. It's not something you achieve. It's something you live, right here, right now. Let me tell you a story. There was a time when I was so obsessed with the future that I forgot to appreciate the little things. I was constantly chasing the next goal, the next accomplishment, the next step. I'd tell myself, I'll relax when I get there. But the problem was, I never defined there. And so, I kept running, kept pushing, kept stressing. Until one day, I looked back and realized I couldn't even remember what I was chasing. The funny thing is, it wasn't the big milestones that I missed the most. It was the small moments. The quiet mornings with coffee, the conversations with friends, the sunsets I was too busy to notice. Those were the moments that made life beautiful, and I'd let them pass me by because I was too focused on a future I couldn't control. We all do this. We sacrifice the present for the promise of a better tomorrow. We tell ourselves it's worth it, that we're building something, that we'll reap the rewards later. But what if later doesn't come? What if you're trading your only certainty, the present, for a possibility that might never happen? Living in the present doesn't mean giving up on your future. It means finding a balance. It means setting goals without losing sight of the here and now. It means recognizing that happiness isn't something you find. It's something you create in this moment, in this breath. Think about it. How many times have you laughed with someone you love and thought, this is it, this is what life is about? Those moments don't happen in the future. They happen now. But you have to be present to see them, to feel them, to live them. We all wear masks, but some of us are suffocating under them. When you're so focused on the future, you're wearing a mask of control, pretending you can predict what's ahead. But the truth is, you can't. And that's okay. Life isn't about knowing what's next. It's about embracing what's here. So how do you do it? How do you stop chasing and start living? It starts with a decision. a decision to pause, to breathe, to look around and ask yourself, what's good about this moment? It might be something small, a kind word, a smile, the way the sun feels on your face. But those small things are what make life worth living. Here's the truth. The future will come whether you're ready for it or not. You don't have to control it. You don't have to fear it. And you don't have to sacrifice today to prepare for it. The only thing you have to do is live fully, authentically, now. Ask yourself this: what would happen if you stopped waiting? If you stopped saying, "I'll be happy when," and started saying, "I'm happy now"? What would your life look like if you gave yourself permission to enjoy the present, even if it's not perfect? Because guess what? It's never going to be perfect, but it can still be beautiful. You don't have to fight this battle alone. We're all navigating the pull between the present and the future. But the key is to remember that the only moment you ever truly have is this one, right here, right now. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's start a conversation about living fully in the present. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment below with one thing you're grateful for right now. Together, we can remind each other to slow down, to breathe, to live. Your story matters, and it's worth sharing. And remember, life isn't happening tomorrow. It's happening today. So stop waiting. Start living. This moment is all you have, and it's enough.